Hey idiots, it's me, Jessica Michelle Singleton, and we are back with another wild and crazy episode. Wild, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Episode of Hey Idiots, the podcast where we're all idiots. That's the whole thing. It's just me, I'm solo, I'm ranting, and we are going to kick off this episode with idiots in the news because if you've been listening every week, you know I've run out of time multiple times, and I like the idiots in the news. And also, consulting associate producer, I still need a better title or to remember the fucking title I gave him. Gene Cenate, he gathered a bunch of stories and they're very funny and they're very interesting and I don't want you to miss them because, look, if you're feeling like an idiot, you're not alone, okay? You are not alone. First of all, we're going to take a little trip to, I don't know where this takes place, actually. San Mateo County, Bay Area. Okay. Foiled again. A fentanyl dealer shows up to court with more drugs. A 35-year-old facing possession charges was stopped by a courthouse guard who found a white, chalky substance. Listen, he went to court with dope in his bag. Come on, guys. Okay. I guess it's like, what do you expect from a drug addict? Like, that's drug addict behavior to be like, whoopsie doopsie. He literally told the deputies he had forgotten the drugs were on him. Is it worth, can he be like, oh, but I wasn't going to sell them because he was going to court for being a dealer. So, like, especially in California, I feel like, it feels like they're so lenient. I don't want to say on drug charges, but on people just doing drugs in the street. If you were to walk down Hollywood Boulevard, you'd go, I feel like maybe, is it even illegal anymore? He was arrested at the courthouse for bringing contraband to jail, committing a felony while on bail, among other charges. He's being held on $20,000 bail. I mean, I know, Moki, it's very disappointing. The amount of times, Moki. And see, this is the issue with being like, the computer microphone's good enough. It's a better microphone than the microphone I've been using, but then I don't have the headphones to block out the sound. I swear to God. The truth is that Moki loves drugs, and she's very upset that I'm making an ordeal out of this. If anything, she wants me to leave drugs out of the story. Let people do their drugs. Here's the thing. Whoa, okay, wait. I need to tell you about his original arrest was November 24th when sheriff deputies conducted a wellness check and found him and a passenger asleep in his BMW near an Arco gas station. Classic addict move, by the way. I saw this happen in St. Louis once. Addicts love to nap in their car. Dude, and maybe it's because they live there. Maybe it's like they're not napping in their car, they're sleeping in their home. I don't know. But, like, put up a window shade, for fuck's sake. Pass out in a car at a gas station. So, like, go to okay, look, I'm not telling you how to sneak around as an addict. And God knows you're not going to hear this if you are, or you're not going to remember it if you're like, let me write this down. Imagine an addict taking notes going, okay, park the car on a street in a suburb. They, like, consult their phone note about how to pass out on drugs without being bothered. Passed out a BMW. Deputies found 2.7. Sorry, this is just fucking crazy. Deputies found 2.7 pounds of fentanyl, which is worth about $40,000 inside the car, as well as a bag of methamphetamines, a bag of mushrooms, and hey. That's for anybody. It's like, that's medicine. 500 plastic baggies and $3,500 in cash. He's actually from Honolulu. He told the authorities he had purchased the opioid in Oakland and planned to sell it in Hawaii. He just told them that? What's with, I guess, what are you going to do with that much dope and that many baggies? Just go, oh, no. The bags, those are for a Catholic charity that I'm going to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at later to pass out to the homeless people. The drugs are just for me. I'm just going to do all of fentanyl. I was planning to die in my car at an Arco station. Also, it's so wild to me as a non-drug user that fentanyl, like, it's one thing, like, people in LA are like, you can't do Molly anymore because there might be fentanyl, and you gone are the days of doing cocaine. I never did cocaine. I'm already so fucking annoying. But that people are like, it's time to draw the line. Fine. Smart. There are people who literally just do fentanyl, and I don't know what the staircase steps of drugs you do to get to the point where you're like, nothing else gets me high, I'm going to do fentanyl. But it's crazy that they'll go, a pin drop amount of fentanyl could kill somebody, and then there's people huffing it. Not huffing. Smoking? Injecting? Probably both. Anyway, the passenger was booked on the same amount, and it's just, come, you guys, like... I think if there's one thing to learn from this experience, it's go through your pockets. Clean out your wallet before you go into fucking court. Dude, I got a ticket. Not for fentanyl. I just had to pay. I was feeling good about my money. Like, not on top of the world, but I was feeling like, all right, all my bills are paid. I'm not looking at my bank account going... oh, well, I do next month. And that's as far as it goes. I went, okay, I got through this month. I can see based on what I have coming in and what I have left that I will be okay for the following month. And that's about as good as it gets for me most of the time. And I'm happy with that. I get to do what I love and my bills are paid. But it was one of those, I was like, you know what, end of the year holidays? Because I'm usually completely fucking totally out of money and out of my mind at this point. And it's like, oh, the gifts. The things, I'm not going to be able to make holiday cookies. I don't even fucking make holiday cookies. But I was like, okay, not bad. And then at the end of November, I was driving to a show with my friend Madison Shepard in the car. Mixed, half black. Worth noting because we got pulled over. And only because we got pulled over. The cop was a woman who was very polite, but I'd never been pulled over in that whole car. I wasn't speeding. We had to like pass a cop who had been like pulled over on the side of the road. But whatever. Not even thinking. Not even like, oh, I'm scared. I mean, a little bit. The amount that like anyone flares up. Does anyone not flare up a little? Like, do I actually think everyone gets a little bit of a... But actually most people are like, why would I get that? I don't know. Cops just make me go like, I don't want to be in trouble. Don't yell at me. But you drove past and I was like, oh, there's nothing to be in trouble about. I'm in a car that has the lights running. Fucking everything's fine. Pew! And I'm like, are they going around me? And then I realize I'm being pulled over. My registration was expired. My registration has been expired since May. May! I had no idea. And that is part of the effect of ADHD meds being gone out of my, not being on amphetamines, on stimulants. So I got a ticket, the fucking price of the fucking car, it feels like. It's a fix-it ticket. So actually the ticket wasn't expensive, the registration, which had gone to a very old address. Because apparently when you update your address, I updated on the DMV website. There's a different place you have to go to update for your registration. It's a fucking racket. I paid so much money to update my registration, and now I have to drive to a California Highway Patrol office tomorrow and just go, actually Thursday, because I don't have fucking time. Because who has time? And go, I did it. I did this. It's so much money. Not only was it so much money to update my registration, and I get it. I was like, okay, there's going to be a fee. I did try to go in my thing, a little note. I was like, hey, I'm diagnosed with ADHD and I had to get off meds because of a heart condition. Could we waive the fee? And of course it's like automated and they ignored that. And maybe I could pursue follow-up to get some of that money back, but I'm not going to because of the ADHD. Even if I wanted to, it will fall to the wayside. But the most fucked up part to me is my registration, like, I'm sorry. I think if I pay and update my registration in December, the year should start from December. I have to redo it again in May. Also, I don't know why I thought this. Maybe until this car, I swear it's always been my birthday month, my birth month. But I guess maybe it's when you buy your car. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense. I don't know. I'm just so fucking mad. Because I updated it specifically on the website, my address, when I moved. Because I was like, don't want to get in trouble if I travel a lot. There's all these fucking, real ID bullshit. And then, fuck me. My registration went to some old address and nobody knew. And I guess why would they? They would have just assumed I stuck it on my car. But also, that cop was just looking for shit. I drove by. She clocked that I had a different colored sticker, 2024. And the time I passed her on a highway, 2024, it says May on the other side, but I don't even know if she would have seen it that fast or just saw 2024, ran the plate. Fuck you. Literally in a city where, I don't know, Rob Reiner's getting stabbed to death with his wife. You're fucking running plates on the side of a highway. Fuck off. Anyways, I'm sure if I was rich, I wouldn't even care, but I was feeling good. I was like, I'm going to be all right. And then I immediately was like, I am not okay. You ever, have something so financially shocking happen suddenly that you are like, I've got to change my whole life? Is that just me? You're like, this is when I turn it around. This is a God shot. More idiots in the news. Let's get away from how I'm an idiot. We'll come back. A Danish sperm donor carrying a rare genetic mutation linked to a very high risk of cancer has fathered at least 197 children across Europe. What the fuck? Also, okay, first of all, why is anyone allowed to father that many children? That is... as a sperm donor, obviously it's like he's not fathering any of them, raising them, but how far all across Europe? I mean, is there a distance parameter in how far away he's going for the next one? Because the ethical liability of unbeknownst siblings fucking each other. Why don't people think about this? That's a crazy thing that could happen. I think about it because I'm from a sperm bank. I go, do you have 23andMe? I literally asked my boyfriend that when we started dating. I sounded like a fucking eugenics obsessed. Let me see your 23andMe. Are you really Jewish? It's I guess that's how I knew I really liked him. It was like, you do have 23andMe? Let's just make sure there's no crossover. Apparently this guy has a mutation in the TP53 gene. No, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. It's associated with Lee-Fraumeni syndrome. Don't know. What a name. It can raise a person's lifetime cancer to as much as 90%. The good news is you can't fuck your sibling if you're dying from cancer. I mean, I guess if you're dying, you could, but if you're already dead, you can't fuck them. We don't know what they'll do, I mean, this guy's obviously a sick fuck. The sperm was distributed by a European sperm bank, one of the largest in the world, and used between 2006 and 2022, found that the donor sperm was supplied to 67 fertility clinics in 14 countries, resulting in 99 children. I'm sorry. If it was the 80s, and you learned that later, what a whoopsie-daisy. They can figure out someone has that mutation. I guess maybe they only could recently figure it out. When did 23andMe come out? I'm looking it up. He started... 23andMe start 2007. They could have put a quicker stop to this. I mean, the fact that there is technology at all to scan your genes, that should be mandatory. It should be like, yeah, you can donate your sperm, but we're gonna run this thing for you. I don't know. maybe the amount you get paid for the first batch load. We know what that's called. It's a load. The first load is you get your genetics done for free. Because there's no excuse at this point. There's no reason that they should have waited that long to figure that out. And like, what do you do at that point? Do those people... I'm sorry. If I had a sperm donor and I found out, A, that they'd fathered that many children, B, they have a gene that gives a 90% increased chance of cancer in their offspring, I'm getting a fucking refund. I mean, I know I can't return the kid, but like, you're fucking covering the cancer treatment. I'll tell you that, sperm bank. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's crazy. Also, I mean, how much are they paying for cum in Europe? Who's donating that much sperm? Get a job. How do you even maintain 200, what was it? 200 and fucking 197 children across Europe. 197 loads in a cup, in a probably poorly lit clinic. What is his diet like? I guess it doesn't matter. Or does it? Like, does he have cancer? Maybe that's something. Because, you know, there's genes... You can have genes that, like, are more likely, but they never express themselves. An 86-year-old man named Roy Marsh was fined over $300 for littering because he spit out a leaf that blew into his mouth. I hate everyone. This is... Look, I thought it was egregious that I got in trouble and pulled over for my registration. And that is on me at the end of the day, as fun as it is to joke. A man in England spit out a leaf and someone fined him? It wasn't his littering it. It came into his mouth. And more importantly, it's a leaf. Like... leaves are not trash. They're part of the ground. I saw this video about how we're actually fucking up the environment by raking up the leaves. That the leaves are supposed to be, I don't know if we're fucking up the environment really. That's how they made it sound, like it's bad. That's where worms and all these things like create their homes. And I'm like, well, do we want the earth covered in worms? I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be us versus them at a certain point. But I mean, what are the people who are supposed to protect and serve us even doing? Protect and serve the people or protect and serve fines? Like, just fucking tax billionaires. This is in England. I don't know anything about them. I'm just saying phrases. Whatever. And finally, last story. Ladies listening, this is a big one. The FDA just approved, I should know how to say this, Addy, I'm sure I'll know it soon enough, the little pink pill to treat low sexual desire in postmenopausal women. Now, is menopause responsible for the drop in women's sexual desire, or is it years of dealing with men and finally just getting so fucking sick of them you no longer find them arousing? I don't know. People are like, the menopause is making me less horny. Is it? Or is it that your husband Randall's balls are dragging on the floor, and when you try to do it from behind, they swing up and hit you in your glasses, Susan? Lack of sexual interest in women due to age. I skipped right over because I didn't have it open. Producer Gene's incredible joke. That the little pink pill treats lack of sexual interest in women due to age, hormonal changes, and men's inability to find the little pink pill. And isn't that the truth? And it's only going to get worse as they get older. My God. Have you ever seen an old man searching for his keys? It's hell on earth. I fear. I mean, it's just seems physically dangerous to be horny at a certain age. My shoulder hurts in the morning from being alive. And there's 60-year-old women trying to get it on? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to talk about what's going on with me, the world. We're going to do some bitching. Haven't been looking at the chat because I've had stuff open, and that's probably good for the listeners who go, I'm not in the fucking chat. But, damn, old reference, that guy must have been a real Peter North to have that much goo to donate in the first place. That's hilarious. What if it was Peter North? That's what we find out. It's under a code name. It's been a week, you guys. It's been a fucking week. I went to San Francisco Sunday. Great show. Thank you, San Francisco, for coming out. That was the last of my shows for the year on the road. I threaded something this weekend, and it's hilarious to me, but dude, I got roasted. And I mean, that was kind of like, I didn't mind it, which is interesting. Not interesting. It's just like, it's weird how sometimes I could be so sensitive about things, like the littlest thing will bother me. And then sometimes there's something that like should be so upsetting. And I go, who gives a fuck? I posted a picture of some woman tweeted, like, what moisturizers are you guys eating to stay? No, that's not what she said. I have to find it now. And now I'm reading you my own fucking threads, but here we are. I mean, women who moisturize their entire body after every shower. How? What do you eat? And so I responded and said, moisturizer. I eat moisturizer. And I put a picture of myself and I said, here's a recent photo of me. I'm 73. Ha ha ha. I eat moisturizer. This bitch writes back, ma'am, there's no way you're over 50. Also, you look nice. And to this day, which it's been 2 days to this day, I don't know if she was like, I'll fucking show you for doing that, or if she genuinely was trying to compliment what she thought was a 73-year-old woman. But then they were going, I was going to say 45 to 50 at most. And then there were a couple people who hit like right around my age. They go, I thought she was, late 30s. I would have said like maybe 40. And then I replied to my own thing and said, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm 27 and look like shit, probably from all the moisturizer I've been eating. And people went in. So it wasn't even really me being roasted because I'm not 27. But honestly, there was something joyous about people just started clowning how ugly I was, how bad I looked for 27. And it made me happy. I was like, look at everyone. Look what bullying can do. Look what happens when you provide people an outlet to come together and terrorize one person that they don't know. It's kind of nice. People were just like, you got him. Black Threads came for me. Black Threads was like, fucking white people. Honestly, nothing. I'm kind of, now, because now I can see Black Threads. And that's what I wanted. That's the funny threads. You know what I mean? I miss Black Twitter. Maybe it's still there, but I stopped engaging in Twitter, and now when I go back, it's just crazy extremists. Like, unhinged, get off the internet, seek psychiatric help. Like, they think that the internet is sending them signs level. And I just laughed. Kev on Stage followed me on Threads. I think it was from that. No engagement, but big fan of his. Always laughed at his shit. And I did go, all right, I was funny enough for Kev on Stage to notice. That's fucking cool. Here is what I do think, other than that, the like underlying positive thing is, I thought, because my Explore page on Instagram is filled with exercises to stay in shape, but also like agile as you get older, which makes sense. Like, I'm not at an age where I need to worry about my agility too much, but combined with all the like arthritis stuff I look at, it makes sense that those would be targeted to me. But so much anti-aging. I get so many like facial exercise videos that I'm thinking about making one, just like sort of making fun of what I see on my Explore page. 'Cause it's like women doing like, I'm like, if you do this 10 times a day, your cheekbones won't sag. Like, there's women like, and people are like, oh, thank God, thank you for this facial yoga. And I do think it works. I've been doing like some of the things and I'll be like, oh, wow, the other side. Look at that. But then it just slowly fucking, wait, okay, am I crazy? Listen, for everyone listening, because I just realized I just rubbed up my eyebrows and they stayed up a little bit, but then they start to just, but apparently if you do this regularly, it like builds muscle, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Between that and the amount that women in my social circles, Hollywood, fucking talk about like aging and face stuff, I kind of thought I was more hung up on it than I think I am. And I think being able to laugh about, just truly laugh about that whole situation. Because, yes, I know some of the people on Threads are replying and being shitty just to be shitty. There's a certain level of like, fuck this bitch, that everyone has on the internet, which is honestly psychotic. The fact that the internet isn't, hey, let's be friends, and people's immediate reaction is anger and fuck this bitch, is sad. And the fact that, yeah, maybe there is some level of like, let's just gang up on a white lady to make her feel bad. I don't give a fuck. But the fact that I just laughed, I was like, oh, maybe actually I'm not as worried about getting older as like I've convinced myself to be. Like that's maybe the times I am worrying about it is exactly like when I'm worrying about other things that I can't control. It's just me distracting myself from like working on something I want to work on because I'm afraid of that not being perfect. That like, oh, maybe the script won't be perfect, so let me panic that like now I have lines from laughing. Like maybe it's fine getting older. And I am trying to be, it's weird in LA where like so many people get work done that you feel like there's this thought of, well, if I just age naturally because no one around me is, I'll look so much older. But then also as someone who wants to act, it's like there's going to be a time where they want older people and no one else is going to be able to play that part. But if I let myself get old, also, how funny will I be as a wrinkly ass old lady? Like, I think I'm pretty funny now, and I know you're not supposed to say that. That's gross. Like, ew, be humble. Dude, me, like, small and old, fucking just wrinkly as hell, talking shit to people, that'll be fun. I think that'll be more fun than being, like, pulled back and going, you son of a bitch! I'm looking in the chat. You don't strike me as a comic book movies type of person, but Peacemaker, I haven't seen it yet, has a fun bit about every time he cries, he claims he's just doing facial exercises. I thought about that too. Someone just said you could do a parody of exercise videos while still doing the exercises. That is the truth, and that is what I'm going to do. But you know what? I am ready. But I am anticipating. I'll be curious to see, if it does, if anyone even sees it, because Instagram is fucking up like a lot of people's engagement. But when you do something completely different, it doesn't always like push it out because it's like, this isn't what people follow you for. I'm going to try it anyways. I've been doing that and trying to not like, I'm really trying to pivot from focusing on the numbers. In fact, that's what I'm going to close talking about. Not just on Instagram, but just in life. But I wonder if it could get some traction from people going, actually, you're doing that wrong. Or like, that's not how you do it. Or like, you're actually going to fuck up your face. Because that is the fear. There's like, what if I think I'm doing it, and it's actually like making something else more wrinkly, you know? So what if those people are just full of shit? Like, some of those women going, do this. It's like, what if that's a 23-year-old? And it's like, it has nothing to do with the fact that she's going, that's a big one, by the way. Fucking doing the old, remember when you'd go, to be like, suck my dick, or whatever, as a fucking middle schooler? Maybe that was just my generation. That's supposed to help with the lines. The lines. I have to stay beautiful. I have to do the lines. I'm going to wrap up on this. I did mention the numbers. I have a goal. I have a whiteboard that I keep at my desk, and it's got like grouped things of like certain tasks I want to work on, like steps within them. Like when I had my special, it was like, okay, edit, work on a release plan. I have one little block for a script. It's like do another draft, get notes from so-and-so, whatever. But I also track my social media numbers, and then I have like quarter to quarter, and I set goals for myself on all those. And I had a financial goal in mind. And I think for next year, I'll start off by saying, if we're going to be real transparent, didn't meet any of those goals. Not a one. The one goal I did meet numbers-wise was in my head, not written out. When I put my special on YouTube, I was like, I don't really have a big YouTube presence. I'm not sure how it works. I don't know if, you just leave it up to the gods. And I was like, especially having had it behind my email sign-up wall to get like diehard fans to sign up there, I was like, if I can just get the same amount of views that I have subscribers. And at the time I launched, I think I probably had like 3,000 subscribers, almost exactly. I'll be happy. I don't have a big channel. If I were to be in a room full of 3,000 people all there to see me laughing, I would be overjoyed. So let go of comparing myself to other people, comparing this to like my don't tell sets or other people's don't tell sets where it's like they already have an established audience and like X amount of followers. That was my only goal, and I beat that, and I was very happy. But like, it's actually it just hit 50,000 today, which is for me is very cool. And like I had to let go. Like, there's people who have bigger followings. They go like, oh, thanks for 1 million views. And so I'm going, what if I don't get 1 million views? I'm a piece of shit. It's like, no, you're just haven't been exposed as much, and that's fine. It's an uphill journey. It's not a battle. Who am I fighting? Myself? But for next year, I mean, maybe for the sake of seeing measurement, and I should probably talk myself out of this. Maybe I'll just write down at the beginning of the year how many followers I have and look at the end and see if there's growth. But I think worrying about the numbers isn't it's not worth my time. Like, I don't need to worry about like how many people followed me, how many, individuals tuned in for XYZ, how many people saw this episode, how many people listened. It's like, how many things did I put out that brought me joy? How much of my time did I put into creating? How many new bits did I write? How much new material did I generate? How many characters did I try? I want to focus on not even the numbers, but like, just because having a measurement for a goal does help. It's what's great about having a number for a goal is it, for me, gives me something to work toward, and I work harder than I would if I didn't have something to work toward. Like, for instance, every day I have a goal to get 10,000 steps. I don't get 10,000 steps every day, but I'll tell you, I get way more every day. I move my body more, which is good for my joints. It's good for my body. It's good for my mental health because I have that goal. I get up and I go, well, got to work toward the goal. And usually it's not even that. It's got to go for a walk. I want to get some sunshine, which thank God. But I do more because I've set a bar. And then like, it's okay to not meet the bar. That's just something to keep me moving. So I think if there are going to be numbers, it's like X amount of sketches. I want to write this many feature scripts. I want to write this many pilots. I want to get a new hour by X date. Making the goal about the creativity rather than the consumption of it. And as John in the chat said, do what you want and the rest will tend to itself. And I think that anyone who's a creative, if you focus on, your output for the sake of the output, like for the sake of creating, not for the input you will receive from it. That is what moves the needle. It's going to bring you more joy in your life. but it also will yield more results organically because you're creating from a place of wanting to create more, wanting to share what you can do with the world, rather than, what do I need to do? I think I don't want to say I didn't become inauthentic in any of the things I put out, because they were all authentically me, but like, there were times that this year maybe I didn't edit things or didn't release them with the intention of simply wanting to share something funny. It was from a place of wanting to move the needle. And I don't think that's good for me. I think that can be helpful for some people. I don't think that's helpful for my career in the long run, but also just like for me as a person and my well-being and my health. I think for me, I need to focus on the creation and like what brings me joy and how can I use the skills I have, the gifts I have in creativity, whether that's comedy, etc., to like share that with the world. And I think that's the move. We'll see. Mash that subscribe button. I'm just kidding. Listen, we are coming to the end of this episode. I didn't get into everything I wanted to get into. There's some shit I haven't even mentioned online of like what's going on. I said it up top, but like that attack on the Jewish celebration in Australia is fucking crazy. Like the fact that like someone even had a gun there. But also I like that people are moving some of the focus on that toward the man who stopped him. Like what a fucking, I feel like only a wild Australian, happy to be Muslim, which is also I think great for what's going on in the world, to go, hey, most people in different religions care about other people. It's not this black and white thing that we've sensationalized because of the news and wars in certain areas that are fucking seemingly ongoing, which is disgusting. But like that he just was like, not to fucking, no more. And got in and fucking stopped this guy. What a fucking hero. And then the Rob Reiner shit's fucking crazy. Like, it's wild seeing people. I mean, I'm not even going to go into that. Maybe at another time. I was going to talk about, like, people losing their lives at the hands of someone they just cared so much about who was sick. And that's not a defense of what happened, but, like, that is certainly part of how it happened, is that, like, you love someone so much you refuse to give up on them and therefore put yourself in danger because of their issues. But the fucking audacity, the shit that Trump said, like, he could have said nothing. He could have been like, R.I.P. He could have gone like just to himself, there's no reason for me to comment on this. Fuck yeah, I know. I texted Stephanie Miller. Someone in the chat just said that. I texted her and I fucking, God, I hope I got her the next day. I don't remember. And I just said there's no need to write back. But, like, they were such good friends. He was such a big contributor to, like, liberal movements. But that aside, like, politics aside, he was a huge contributor to the entertainment culture. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care who you voted for. If you didn't enjoy The Princess Bride, fuck off. Like, get fucked. But for the president to say that shit, to, like, low-key be like, it's because of this. I know, Jim Ward, fuck, the fucking voices of that show are, like, gone. But, like, for him to go, yeah, they were, because they were anti-him, he could have not liked them. He low-key implied, in my opinion, hearing the quote, and then reading the quote to go, I'm sorry. I couldn't have heard that correctly. That, like, they deserve to die because they weren't fans of his. If you're hearing that as anyone who lives in a country from the leader of that country, regardless of your views on like individual issues, that should freak you out. Either because the leader of your country just said people who aren't fans of who aren't fans of him deserve death, or because he's fucking losing it, man. That you're like, that's a crazy thing to say. Either he is wildly more maniacal even than like you maybe anticipated if you've been like, well, you know, we're all, I don't fucking know. Or he's losing his mind. That's a crazy thing to say. That's a fucking crazy thing to say. Bridget Fetisi, I think, said it best when she quote tweeted the post about what his thing on Truth Social, what he said, and was like, no one is suffering from Trump derangement syndrome more than Trump. Like, he talked about it, and then he, like, referred to himself in the third person. He's like, they didn't care for Trump. And it's like, that's enough. I'm done. When a politician is referring to themselves in the third person, like, it's the fucking Rock I keep coming back to Attitude Era, WWF at the time. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's pretty dark when Alzheimer's is the best case scenario. Thank you, Gene Cenate, in the chat. Listen, didn't mean to end this so dark. I hope if you take anything with you, you take the things I said about creativity and output. If you're someone putting things on the internet and focusing on, like, who liked this, how many people saw it, how many people, shared it, I beg of you. Unless you're just making shit to get the shares, and then it's like, I guess go off, queen. But if it's like you're sharing your creativity, your art, and you're, hoping to find your fans, it is good. It's great when people share it. It's great when things get a little traction. That's the great thing about the slot machine that is social media, that, like, you could be exposed to more fans. But do yourself a favor and focus on the creation rather than the reaction to the creation. That's it for this week. Signing off. Hug the people you love. Please stay safe. Stay sane as much as you can during the holidays. If you need to cry it out in the shower because it's a lonely time, go ahead. But get the feelings out in a safe and somewhat controlled way. Don't slip on your tears in the shower. Why would you do that? It's a shower. It'd be weird if you were crying in there. Like in the shower with, like, the faucet on. Don't. If you're just going to cry without a shower, just get a fucking tissue and do it in your bed like a reasonable adult. Cry, fart, watch Law & Order SVU. Grow up. Thanks for listening. Thank you for being patient with my ignorance. I'm so fucking hungry. I'll see you soon, idiots.